Hello, hello, plannerets. How are you? Welcome to another new plan with me where I'm going to be setting up my planner pages for the new week of January 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th to January 18th. I hope you are well and keeping yourself nice and busy. Let me just turn off my other things that's going on around me. So if you are here live with me, make sure to say hello in the chat. And of course, if you are watching on replay, I hope you can spend time with me, pop me on the background or plan along with me. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let us go. Okay, so another week. Here we go. What is it now? The 12th. I don't know about you, but somehow it feels like it's already been months. The other day, I was talking to my older son, and it felt like Christmas was like 3 months ago. That's not good, is it? If it already feels like 12 days of January has been 3 months worth. But let me know how you are doing. Did you do well with the new year? You're not too stressed out, I hope. So hopefully you are not. So let us check who is here with me today. We have Susan. Hello, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I am well. Thank you so much for asking. And we have more new plannerets joining our weekly brain dump membership. So if that is something that would interest you, make sure you check the description below on how you can join. Look, we're going to get right into it because I want to plan quite a few planner setups in my Hobonichi cousin. Maybe we'll touch on some of my Hobonichi week some. Yes, I do have quite a few planner stash lined up for the beginning of 2026, but it's keeping me in check. It's keeping me steady. Even though I have more planners coming into the new year, it feels like I am planning wise, you know, calm. Mindset wise, I've been feeling a little bit lost the last couple of days, but getting myself back on track. And that is what our planner is here for, to guide us back when we are in the right frame of mind. So this is my Hobonichi cousin. So it's A5. The cover I have, this is a plain black Hobonichi cover with a clear cover on cover. And I've just added all these tiny little stickers on it to give it sort of like a collage sticker look. So that's what I'm using today. Let me just put the markers and pens and things that I'm going to be using for today. So let's open her up. And this was our week. It is now Monday here in Sydney, Australia, where I am from, 5:03 a.m. Do let me know where you are tuning in from, so then that way we can say hello to each other. So the theme I had for, or the color scheme I had for January 5th to the 11th is the nice little lavender that went well with this washi tape combo here. So yesterday I already picked out the washi tape that I'm going to be using. So these are from Kmart here in Australia. It's part of a pack of 10, but it's the theme are all these native flora, plants, Australian plants. And then it has these very sort of like dusty pink in the flower. So I thought, let's pick up this nice striped pink washi. And I'm going to set that similar to the way I have done here at the bottom, layer on my washi. So yeah, the last couple of, well, let's say maybe, let me see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday to Friday, I was feeling quite lost. And I think that sort of happens for a lot of us, with the festivities finishing up, and then, the promise of a new year, new me, us, watching everybody else set up their planners, setting their goals, their New Year's resolution, their word of the year. I was fine with that. My feeling lost and anxious and anxiety was more coming from, okay, I have everything sort of sorted. You know, I've got things tickety booing with my content, you know, with my YouTube channel. I'm doing all right. On Instagram, as in I'm posting consistently. And so, what is wrong? You know, why am I feeling this way? So, you know, I journaled about it, and so I'll talk about that, you know, more in a little bit later as we go through this plan with me. So yeah, so if you were feeling a little bit, you know, meh, or feeling like you're lost or unsure, you are not alone, my darlings. You know, some people have said to me, "Oh, you plan," when they find out, you know, I'm a YouTuber and I'm on Instagram. That, Marianne, you must be really organized. No, I am not. I am not organized at all. That is why I need to plan, because I can get lost in my own head. All right, I see more people popping by. Hello, hello. Let's say check them out. Who is here? We have. Doo, doo, doo. So Susan is tuning in from UK. Hello, hello. What time is it there? Susan, let us know. Roseanne, good afternoon. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for saying hello from the US. Brenda, my darling dear friend, hello. How are you? I hope you've been well. I do miss you. And yes, so if you see a cute little yellow pencil or icon next to some of our plannerets name, they are part of our weekly Brain Dump membership. And so, and then they also have the perk of having these cute little emoji. So she has just put in, Ecam doesn't grab those emojis. So there's a cute little pink heart mug. And speaking of, let's drink our coffee together. What's your beverage of choice? Mm. Roseanne says, hope everyone is doing well. Hello there, Elle. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I do miss you too, Elle. So hopefully work is doing well. Did I miss something? What did you miss? I don't think you missed something. No, I've just started, but let me know. Did I say something intriguing? Sometimes, you know, things pop out of my mouth and I'll forget. I forget what I've mentioned. Susan says it is 6 p.m. in the evening in the UK. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Keep the chat coming. Keep me company and make sure that we are chatting along, because it's just going to be a nice, relaxed plan with me. Let's have a discussion. I like this idea of, you know, it's as if we're planning together, whether on our someone's dining table or we're out at a cafe and we've taken over the cafe and all of their tables with all of our paraphernalias or planner set up. So Brenda is enjoying her coffee, and here in New England, Elle is drinking green tea. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I've set up there so that picks up. You can't really see on camera the baby pink, but this is where your markers and highlighters will come in. So as you know, when I do pick up a washi, and then I swatch the different markers and highlighters that I have on hand, and then try and match and pick up the colors that's in the washi. So I have this one, it's 991, the Tombow Dual Brush End. I think, I don't know what this one is. Asparagus is, I know the name of that because it's one of my favorite greens that I'm using. Let me see if we can zoom in a little bit so the whole planner takes up the page. And or this one is Zebra Mildliner, so that pink picks up that pink really well. So this is how I normally pick out my colors. I start with washi and then move from there. And then one of my Pentel Energel gel pen. So this one is a dark blue, and then that'll pick up that blue there. I can feel hair everywhere. Okay. Ooh, I love that. All of us at a cafe drinking our beverage and working together and making lots of noise. You know how hopefully it's, you know, we're at a cafe with those that allow us to be noisy. So, all right, I can feel hair everywhere. I'm shedding. I'm shedding over here. So yeah, Elle says work is good. Hope everyone else is doing well. Hmm. Coffee as well for Roseanne. Now, all right, so that's how I have picked up the washi. Now, let us see. How am I going to do this? Let me go and, you know, maybe I want to pick up the yellows because I haven't done yellow. I haven't done yellow at all in this Hobonichi. So let's do that. So if you just let's have a look. Where does this go? So let's just go and highlight. So then at the top here, because there is no the width at the top is not wide enough to go and put another layer of washi. I mean, I have in the past sort of ripped a washi, the width of this washi in half, but it's not going to be wide enough. And so let me see if I can put some music. Let's put some ambient music on. What can I put here? So let us do some easy listening. It may not be loud enough for everyone to hear, but in my head, so then it's not it's not so quiet. Yes, Roseanne, tell me, is this your first time? I think I've seen your name. Let me know. What kind of tea I have? Is it Bigelow Earl Grey green tea? You know what? Was never a big fan of tea. However, for those of you in the US or UK, do you have tea too? Which is a tea shop. My hairdresser, actually, when I used to go to her, one of the salons she worked at, they offered, let me see, make sure I'm on screen. Alexandra, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. So we're just planning along with each other. Now, if you're not planning along, let me know. What else are you doing? Are you just sitting back, enjoying your afternoon or your evening? What was I saying? Oh, yes. So I wasn't a big fan of tea until my hairdresser, the salon she was working at, would offer beverage. Because when I was younger, I used to just go to, the hairdressers that, do you guys have Just Cuts where, they offer, cheaper haircuts. And of course, sometimes you get out of the salon, not with the best haircuts. And so I think maybe this is in my late 20s, early 30s, decided how important a good haircut or a good hairstyle is. Okay, because I remember, I don't know where I heard it from, but someone said, we can pay around about $70 for a pair of nice jeans. And, it's not as if the jeans we wear each and every day, but we wear our hairstyle every single day. So if we go and, don't pay the $5-10 from, the cheap haircut place, or, if you go to a barber because you want to save up on money, and then be surprised that your hairstyle is not as good, so then that's when so it would have been in my early 30s. I made the decision to late 20s, early 30s, made the decision to invest in making sure I get a good hairstyle. Let's quickly, Alexandra is sitting on the sofa and relaxing. It's evening here and very wintry. Oh, I hope you have a nice warm blanket and socks and keeping yourself cozy. Marianne, I've had a haircut. Oopsie, and why I'm afraid to get my hair cut again. Oh, yes, I've had many of those. Or I have gone to, the hair schools where you get the free hairstyle because, students or apprenticeships, and I've come out with some, or you get the voucher. You get some sort of free voucher, and you get some doozy haircuts. I've had my hair permed because as a Filipino, when with Asian, very straight, very thick hair, back in the mid 80s, all right, back in the mid 80s, I'm trying to talk and talk and plan at the same time. Back in the mid 80s, when I first arrived here in Australia as a 10-year-old, I saw all these, my classmates have this beautiful blonde, naturally curly hair, and I wanted to have my hair curly as well. And back in those days, the technology with perms, you used to have, those tight curlers, and then the chemicals that they go and, and it would burn your eyes. So, I think my perm only lasted for a day. Yeah. So, Roseanne, see, yes, I thought I've seen, not my first time. Enjoy your videos. Unfortunately, I cannot always join the live session. Yes, I sometimes do try to have different times that I do other live streams. But because my little setup here for my camera and my desk, we only live in a small apartment, and so I share this space. Behind the camera is my dining area or my dining table, and then on the other side of the wall is our homeschool area. And so when school starts again, we're going to start our younger son's homeschooling at the end of January. For those who are in the UK or outside of the US time zone, like that afternoon or, during the day for me is during our homeschool time. So, I don't want to go and tell my younger son, he's now 17, is he 17? He's on the autism spectrum, and that is, we homeschool him because, unfortunately, when we decided to homeschool him back in 2019, he was in a mainstream school with, support class, but they were not able to support him, with, as most people know, with children in the school system, or if you are a teacher, unfortunately, school funding, was not able to have enough, what do they call, teacher's aid, in the classroom for, with this special needs children. And so my son, trying to navigate his world with being on the autism spectrum, posed a few different challenges. And so, when he in 2018, so what's that? Well, many years ago that was. My maths at the moment this morning's not working as well. He had a lot of challenging behaviors, and we were getting, or my husband was getting called more often to pick him up from class because he's either had a meltdown or something happened at school, And so I just didn't want to put my little one through that. I mean, you know, for me, I'm neurotypical, although I think I'm undiagnosed neurospiciness to how my brain works. It's difficult enough for me as a typical brain neurodivergent, a neurotypical person to navigate my own thoughts. And so this poor little child of mine, you know, trying to navigate his world, not knowing how to cope or how to regulate his emotions, would have been, imagine, even thinking about it makes me sad, but I'm not going to be sad because we took him out of the school system and have his taken over his homeschooling. And so, but yeah, sometimes when I think back on the days that he must have been suffering, as us as adults, it's already hard enough to navigate our own emotions. But for a young mind whose brain works differently, would have been such a traumatic time not knowing how to navigate this world. Hello, Veer. Is it Veer? Hello, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. I'm just setting up my Hobonichi. I think that's I'm zoomed in too much. Oh, I'm zoomed out too much now. Whoa. Because then I just don't. Oh, sorry, people. I thought I'll just make you dizzy with my zooming in and out. All right, that's looking good so far. So washi tape laid down. Coordinating colors at the top. What I did here, so I highlighted the date bars or squares, and then I just used little dashed lines with rounded corners using a blue gel pen to pick up the blue here. And then I just used a felt tip marker to box in these different frames on my Hobonichi cousin weekly layout. So if you're new to my page, I don't actually use the Hobonichi weekly spread as intended with the time blocking from 5 a.m. to 5 a.m. here, because I work from home and I don't really have a set 9 to 5 schedule. I found that when I tried Hobonichi cousin for the first time back in 2024, I didn't have enough of a structure in my day to use time blocking. So what I've done is I've used the top part for priorities of the day, and then created these little boxes and frames for a running to-do list, a note section, my workout, and I'll show you this, my focus area of the week. And so that's how I use it. I use the Hobonichi Cousins weekly layout. Okay, so just note that just because the planner system you have, whether you have a disc bound, ring binders, dated, undated, dotted grid, or have layout, you don't have to actually follow exactly to the T the way it's set out. You can create boxes, all right? Experiment. And you might find that, that doesn't work out for me. But if any time you find that you are, you don't touch your planner and it's been sitting there for a little bit, just experiment and see how one layout might be. I've got my handheld fan and it's blowing the tiny little baby hairs and tickling my nose. So excuse me if I scratch my nose from time to time, okay? And then you don't have to create boxes and frames like this on your weekly spread, but if you ever create any frames, if you round off the corner of the frame and then do this little sort of like, it looks like a little either upside down heart or little bottom, it makes it look like the that little frame or, you know, page is lifting off the page. And then what I like to do, N95 Tombow, so any light gray, is, you can't see it on camera because I do have the lighting and the exposure quite high. Let me see if I can go and reduce the brightness a bit. But when you create a little shadow underneath your frame, and either on the right hand side, I'm just layering this gray a couple of times because I think the next shade of gray I have is too dark. So the great thing with Tombow brush, dual brush pen, is you can layer a couple of layers or add a couple of layers, and it makes the color a little bit deeper. And see, then it starts to look like that frame of yours is sitting on top of the page. So it adds a little bit of dimension. Okay, let's have a look. Hello, Tamara. And gentlemen, there's a gentleman here. Hello. Yes, we do have men plannerettes here as well. And so yes, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we have them popping by and saying hello. So yes, okay, so that's the frame so far. So this one I'm going to use as my running to-do list. Hands up, who knows the running to-do list by method by Alistair. Alistair method. I think Alistair method. Can't remember if there was a name. So essentially what it is let me show you. I created a printable of it. So if you don't have a Hobonichi Weeks and you do have a ring planner, so essentially it's a list on one page. So one side has the days of the week, columns like this. And then here you could put on your to-dos, appointments, events, and habits and routines that you want to action for the week. Let me see if I can pop this printable link in the chat right now if you are interested in seeing what that's all about. So what you would do is you would write down the known events, tasks, and to-dos that you have for the week on one page only. And then you would assign what day of the week you would like to action it. And because you have everything on a column like this, you will start to see that, oh, you know, maybe on Tuesday you've assigned yourself too many tasks, and so you won't go and assign any more for that day. Or you might see that, hey, Friday's my day off, so I'm not going to assign too many tasks on that because then I want to make sure I'm taking a bit of a rest. Okay, so the running to-do list, it's like, he calls it like, Alistair Method calls it like a living list that you can add to it. But the important thing that they say is try and keep your task and to-dos for the week only on one page, because if you put it, you know, if you have a list of things to do, and our to-do list will never ever be it's a never-ending list. We're always going to add more and more to it. And so, but by keeping everything on one list only, this gives you breathing space for things that come up throughout the week. Or, you know, you might underestimate how long a particular task will take. And then if you assign yourself too many things on one day, and either things take longer than expected or more unexpected things pop up, then that's when the overwhelm comes in, because then you go, oh, I didn't finish everything. And if you're like me, who get really, really overwhelmed very, very quickly, and you know, see the non-finished or the incompletes rather than the things I've done, and then be hard on yourself because, or you might have done nine things on your list, but then you're going to, or maybe it's just me, but you're going to focus on the things that you didn't complete. So that's why you want to make sure you give yourself breathing space. Okay, so this little one here, this little box, I'm just going to put it as a notes section. So if there's anything that come up that doesn't belong to a specific day, I will pop them in here, or maybe I will put a nice quote or things that I have to remember for the following week. Okay, that's looking good so far. So it's picking up all the colors at the bottom here. All right, so let's have a look. Maybe this section here, I want to pick up some of this blue. So let me see if I can zoom in so you can see. So even if you take a little corner or whatever planner page you have, and then just, now you can use a ruler, of course. I have to lean in so I can see over my pen, so then I can go and create a straight line. So even just adding little frames like this in your planner can transform a plain page into something, nice. And then this act of, ruling lines on the page and slowing yourself down and concentrating to make sure you're staying on the line, that helps with your mindfulness, because you have to be mindful rather than mindless, and then it takes you out of your head. So if you're like me, who believes sometimes all the things that go through your head that, maybe you're not good enough, or oops, you failed because you didn't get to do everything on your to-do list. It takes you out of your head and stops your brain from spiraling. Now it's not as if when you do all of this, you don't spiral anymore. Like I said earlier, I think I am they call it neurospicy. So it's a term I've heard just recently. Neurospicy, that I'm not diagnosed at all for any ADHD, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But from what I have seen out there, those who have ADHD and they share their, the things that they go through on a daily basis, I think I'm some of those some of those touch points. So here I'm gonna write to do, and so sorry, I'll zoom in again so you can see the heading that I'm going to. No, not zoom out, zoom in. Okay. So my go-to lettering style is I just create like, see how I double to do. I double like one side of the letter. Now I'm going to see if I need to color that in. To-dos. Okay. I might color that in just so then it picks up that blue a little bit more from that washi tape at the bottom. So yeah, this is my easy go-to hand lettering style. Okay, so that's to-dos. This one I'm gonna write notes. So start off with the double like thicker edge, and then you can always color in. So I guess this would be considered like a faux hand lettering, how one side is broad strokes and then the other side is thin strokes. So you can create like a faux hand lettering. Excellent. Elle is working on my week schedule with the group today. I love working together. You know, a lot of times when we do our planning and, you know, setting up our week, you know, we watch other people. I know I watch people creating their weekly page. This one, I'm going to have this as skips. Skipping, I've been trying to do 100 skips a day to help my heart, you know, add some cardio to my day. I didn't do as well last week because I said my mindset took over and anxious thoughts and feeling lost popped in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so I'm going to add like skips here. I didn't skip at all Sunday, so I only did 100 skips last week. Okay, all right. So then this one, I wasn't going to make workout a focus because that's another habit that I've been trying so hard and I haven't been as successful. But, you know, you got to keep trying. You got to keep trying. If things don't work right away, then, you know, we have to keep trying. Oh, Bianca, thank you. Oh, appreciate that so much. Oh, the hearts is going, hearts all around. So my top down camera, the way it's had to set it up, I had to do it upside down, and on Ecamm, which is the software I use to live stream, I've rotated it. But technically, my camera is shooting from top bottom. So, but I appreciate you. Yay! Thank you so much for the love. Oh, thank you, Bianca. I appreciate you. So, from the top to the bottom of my heart, thank you. There you go. How's that? I appreciate that so much. Okay, so then this one, like I said, I'm going to use for my workout. Let's have a look. Let's go. Where was I? I was using blue. And so let's see. Workout. Like I've purchased, you know, apps. I've purchased workout system. And in the past, probably a few years now, I did the, you know, like a boot camp, you know. My mum and I did it. Hi Faria, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Is this your first time? If so, hooray! Hooray, hooray. Yay! See, now the confetti is coming from the bottom. I have to maybe check to see if I can sort out my camera. But it's okay. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, hi, hi. All right, so yeah, workout. My mum and I, a few years back, did a boot camp, you know, wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We'd go to the park with other ladies and with a trainer, and we'd do a boot camp. We did that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And my mum, she's in her 70s now, but back then, I think mid-60s. I don't think she missed a day. Rain, hail, or shine, she was there. And it was good to have an accountability partner because, you know, we lived in the same apartment block back in the day. And, you know, she would knock on my door for us to walk to the park, do our boot camp. And yeah, I have to find some accountability groups. Maybe I have to go and actually either pay for a gym membership or join a group. But yeah, my mum was a great accountability partner, and we did well. we lost some good weight, you know, and we did it healthily over the year's worth. So let me see, we've got Monday, Tuesday. Let me see, I'm trying to evenly space out my days of the week. Monday, 1, 2, 3. Tuesday, 1, 2, 3. Wednesday, 1, 2, 3. Thursday, 1, 2, 3. Friday, 1, 2, 3. Saturday, 1, 2, 3. Sunday, 1, 2. Maybe I'll do Monday here. So which color? Let's do the green. So we'll do here. 1, 2, 3. Tuesday, 1, 2, 3. Wednesday, 1, 2, 3. What's that? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 1, 2, 3. Friday, 1, 2, 3. Saturday, 1, 2, 3. Sunday. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. So what do you guys have on your weekly or on your planner? Do you is getting healthy and working out part of your goals for the new year? Let me just erase those. So I know for the beginning of this year, I only have 3 priorities, or three. Let's start again. 3 key areas of focus as part of my goals. So this one here, this is a Pilot Friction Zone pen. So it's an erasable pen. Monday, Tuesday. Let me write this down first so I know I'll get the days of the week wrong. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, normally in the past, when I would write down my writing on my planner spread, I would have, you know, the headings, you know, very, I would write things very slow, very neat. And I know throughout the week, I don't write as slow. So now it's just my normal speed. Sometimes I can't read. I can't read what I've written myself. But that takes away that perfection, the need for it to be perfect, because I'll get upset with myself. It's like, oh, now my writing for the rest of the week isn't as neat. So now I just write as I would normally write, because, you know, sometimes we can get stuck in that comparison, especially, you know, for us planner lovers and stationery lovers, and we watch every other accounts, like, you know, you watch me, and then we compare our handwriting to other people, and then we say ours don't look as good. We got to get out of that. And so I'm trying to be a good example that, you know, if we make a mistake, you know, that's where correction tape or stickers or washi tapes come in. We can always cover it up, or we can just cross it out. But yeah, it'll be like, oh, when I used to, back in 2017, I used to bullet journal. So in an A5 Luxton dotted grid, and of course, you know, that's when all the artistic bullet journaling exploded on YouTube, and everyone had, you know, and on Pinterest, everyone had this beautifully laid out bullet journals, so artistic, wonderful hand lettering, wonderful doodling, and just great color combos. And I would compare mine to theirs, and, you know, I would be upset that mine didn't look as good. I have to know these, zooming in and out. Elle says, after a winter break, added back in the step goals starting Monday and weightlifting restarts. Yes, I want to, look, Elle, where did I put it? let me have a look. Let me have a look. I even purchased weight gloves. Okay, because you know, strength training, they say, and lifting weight is going to be really helpful to for you know, not just for our health but for our bones. You know, I turned 51 last Saturday, and so you know, it's important we look after our health now, for those of us that are, you know, able, um, rather than waiting until we you know, get sick or not able to do it. So that's why I really want to make my health a priority. And you know, it doesn't have, I'm starting slow. When I show you my little workout, my workout planner, just getting myself outside. For the moment, I'm not counting steps, because then I need to make it easy for me as possible to get the wins. Elle says, I realized that I need a seasonal break on the steps and lifting program. Yeah, just like if you have, I guess, um, you know, when you're doing workouts, right? They say the rest days are as important as the workout days, because your body, your muscles, it needs to heal after you put it through, you know, the strength training or the workout. So it's really important that you have a rest, and it's the same, I guess, for, you know, like a seasonal rest. So that's, I love that. I love that Elle realized, and thank you for you know, bringing that up, because we have to all know and remember, without rest we can't replenish our energy. That includes sleep, that includes rest days. If we, you know, if workout is part of our day-to-day activity. Oops. Water and stretch. And I did have a little, I get runny nose because it's still very early in the morning here. Elle says, those are nice gloves. I use similar for any weights I pick up because it helps me feel stronger and set for dumbbells. Yeah, and it's like I guess putting our cape, you know, when we put our weightlifting gloves on, push-ups, squats, it signals to the brain, hey brain, I'm ready. I'm ready to tackle this weight training and this strength training. So, but yeah, so I in the past I had purchased, because I'm only little. I'm only 4'10" and 3/4, and so I do have little hands. But I picked up, you know, like small gloves, thinking, yeah, it fits my hand. Yeah, that's fine. If it's, you know, it's a fashion glove. But when you are for your weightlifting, oh, I dropped it. For your weightlifting, you got to be able, it's got to be able to be a little bit bigger, so then when you are using it and going over the bars of your dumbbells or any weights, that it was this bit, the bits in the middle. If it's too small, it was just like, and you know, you're trying to lift, it was cutting into that part of my hand. And so, yeah, so I think instead of extra small, so so I picked this up, Harbinger. I don't know if that's available. That brand should be available. I'll see if it's hey, maybe I should wonder what it's like to have weight gloves on while you're planning. All right, let's go. No, we won't have that. We won't have that, Marianne. Okay, so this on this section here, while I'm chatting and getting my planner set up, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 of my habits and routines. They're mainly the most of them are my morning routine. So let me just write this down, and I'll go through gratitude and wins. Okay, let's have a look. So Alexandra said, me too, weightlifting and mobility will start tomorrow and go for long walks regularly. Yay, Alexandra, putting on our cape. Exactly. I love that. We will rock this together. maybe we should do some sort of accountability thing. So when we come back each week, we can go, okay, I did this, I did that. Oh, thank you, Erica. Yes, Saturday, 3rd of January. So nice to see you, Erica. Come on, come on, come on. I put on weighted anklets and move them to my arms at times to double as a workout while I'm doing my chores. Kind of a fitness hack for me. Yes, I love that. I too, Erica, bought those weighted ankle weights, or you can also put them on your wrist. But where are they? They're in a box. I might have to actually have to bring out all my different uh, paraphernalias that I purchased along the way. So I've got a skipping rope. I even bought a smart skipping rope. So ones that you can detach the rope part. So it'll it's electronic and smart. And so when you are spinning them around, it counts your skip. I don't know where that is either. So I need to do a big declutter of our space. So here I have I have water and stretch. So first thing in the morning, when I wake up, I drink a glass of water. And so for me, how's this? I'm such a nerd. I measured how many gulps of water is a glass. So for me, I do 20 gulps, 10. So I will drink 10 gulps while balancing on one leg. And then the other 10 gulps while drinking water, I will balance on the other leg. So that is just a nice, simple part of my, being healthy and movement to help strengthen the core. They say you should be able to balance, I think, 12 seconds if you close your eyes, lift one leg at a 45-degree angle, and I don't know if you have your hand on your stomach or just on the side. And so you should be able to balance for 12 seconds. So close your eyes. And so I'm not there yet because I'm drinking water at the same time. But so I need to strengthen my core, because again, strengthening your core is very important, as part of making sure we are strong. So for us women, through perimenopause and that menopause journey, bone density and all that stuff, so it's important that we strengthen our core. So in our later years, much later years, we have trained ourselves and made ourselves strong. So if we do take a tumble or a fall, those are, that I've read, the things that will help you, recover a lot quicker. So let's do it now while we can, and not go later and go, oh, now I can't move, oh, now I'm not as mobile. So that's why one of the reasons I want to make sure I'm getting healthy now while I am able. Okay, so there you go. I'd love if we check in on the week. Sometimes I feel very alone in my efforts. It's okay, but I'd like to know other people who are working on health goals too. Let's see. Let me put that somewhere. Maybe we can do like a community post, like a midweek community post. Even like we'll call it movement. Okay, movement check-in. So what type of movements? Is that just going out for a walk, doing 5 bicep curls using very light dumbbells? So any type of movement. Do you know even, chores? I know some of you have me on the background, while you're doing your chores. And so I think I heard this on Mel Robbins' podcast a couple of weeks back, and about how mindset really does affect how things are. Okay, so they said that there was a study that was done on housekeeping of a hotel, right? So they said to one group of housekeeping housekeepers that while you're doing your day-to-day cleaning, you actually lose weight. And then the other half of the group, they didn't say anything. So those that were informed that while doing house chores would made them lose weight, and they did they weighed them, I guess, at the beginning, blah blah blah. Those who thought that you are losing weight while cleaning actually lost weight. So you know how they say that mind over matter type thing. So there you go. Maybe if we go and help each other, have a midweek accountability. Again, no pressure. So let me pop that I've got that here. I'll make sure I'll pop that somewhere, part of my Google Calendar that I post. Would that be something you would like? I think I would like that, yes? All right, so yes. Eric, love that, Marianne. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so I'll put on a community post, just a little, how we going? Pop your movement. So any type of movement. So this is not your 45 to 60 minute workout, because we gotta start small. We gotta start easy, and we can clock in those tiny little wins, and then we'll help inspire each other. I know when I first met Elle, we're part of an online course back in, I think, late 2020. No, not 2022. 2022. Then when I started watching her videos, so Elle naturally is also on YouTube here, so make sure you check her out. She would post, I think it was, I don't know, was it on Instagram, Elle, that you would post your walking? And that helped, motivate me to go and 19 to 22 to go for my walks. And then that's when I actually started, noting down my walks of the day. I haven't been doing it. So that's it. Okay, so I will do that. Now you guys have to remind me, because Marianne might be having a tough week, so I'll make sure. Hello, Sheila, nice to see you. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. Yes, Erica normally has me in the background while doing chores right now. Laundry is in. Now I'm in the kitchen. See, like, doing, if you're wiping the kitchen counter, if you're vacuuming, do you know, I think I did I don't know if this is also an international charity or things. September, step member. Okay, so during September, there was a charity cause here in Australia that would raise awareness and funds, and doing a step count. So I think the work that I was at participated in it, but it also counted the steps that you did throughout the day while you're doing your chores. How many steps do we take while vacuuming? How many steps do we take from doing our laundry, going to the backyard, hanging things up? Okay, so if we start thinking that the chores we're doing is movement, okay, because scrubbing and mopping those floors, that gets your heart rate up. I'm putting the weather sticker on my weekly, 21 to 26 degrees. Oh, rain this week, Thursday. Oh, more rain. It's summer here in Australia, and one of the states that we have here in Australia, Victoria, has have really bad bushfires happening at the moment. So lots of homes are in danger, and lots of homes lost. Normally January, is the hottest month of our summer season. And so unfortunately, lots of bushfires. Rain all week this week. See, I don't mind the rain. I actually love the rain. For me, I was born in the Philippines, and so it's a tropical country. rain for me has always got a nice positive memories, because when it used to rain back in the Philippines, because it's warm weather, all the kids, all the kids will come out and dance in the rain. I don't know if it's dancing, probably more washing. Have, Philippines, back then, was uh, considered, no, well, not so much a third world country, but, a poor nation back in the 80s, from what I remember. And so, the kids will all come out in the outside when it was raining. We loved it, all the kids dancing, but the parents probably go out in the rain, clean yourselves up. But yes, uh, Erica, just about to start laundry. Thank you for the reminder. There you go. And yes, positive. Hello, everyone saying hello. Let's try it, Marianne. Sounds good. Yep. So we're going to go think that while I am doing my chores, I am burning calories, because we are. You are. So because you're not sedentary, you're not sitting still, right? And who breaks a sweat when we're doing our work, right? And so yes, walking on Instagram, and love when you post about it too. Yeah, just the simple, my feet walking. It just to help inspire that. Oh yes, I better do my walk. I also tend to do yoga stretches in between kitchen chores. Counter is a great tool for stretching. Yeah, we can do. You don't have to do push-ups on the floor. You can just go, lean over your counter and do some push-ups from your counter, or even like standing up push-ups, right? So sorry about the fires. Yeah, so it's not good. And there's so lots of this time of year, lots of fires. But yeah, so at the moment, so the rain. So it's rain. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is the only sunny day. But rain, unfortunately, is not something my younger son loves, right? Because sometimes with rain, the rain hitting the road, and then the cars driving over wet road, he has sensory processing issues, and so that that he doesn't like that. And of course, with rain, sometimes comes thunder and lightning, and yeah, he has very difficult time processing that. So he'll put his headphones on, he'll go under the blanket and keep himself, and we have to close all the blinds and turn off all the lights. So then it's just to help him navigate his sensory processing needs. Sabrina, hello. Great idea to count steps and record the weather. Yeah, so for this, I started recording the weather back in the day when everyone, hubby worked outside of the home, my older son who, high school. So knowing that it's going to rain, I'll tell them, bring your umbrella, or if it's a cold day, make sure you have your jacket or your jumper. Especially for the older one who would travel, 45 minutes to and from school, high school. If it's raining, I'll go, have you got spare socks in your bag? So then you're not, throughout your day, you don't have wet socks, all right? So I have the things there. Now this one, all right, so did I tell you what this one? I got distracted. So water and stretch, all right? So yes, like Erica, do your yoga stretches first thing in the morning, because you've been sleeping and all your muscles are all tensed up. All right, so when you have tensed muscles and your shoulders, your brain reads that as why are we tensed up? Are we ready to run, fight, or freeze? So then it switches on survival mode, and so that turns off your cognitive thinking, which is part of your decision making. So stretching will help loosen those muscles that have been curled up in bed, especially for those of you in your winter season, and you're all curled up in your bed and you wake up, everything's, your shoulders is meeting your ears. So doing your stretches, just neck rolls, bending from side to side, that will relax your muscles. And then your brain will read that, oh, okay, we're not tensed up. We don't have to run away from something. We don't have to fight something, or we don't have to freeze. So even this stretching can help your nervous system, right? So really important if you're like me and you wake up first thing in the morning and you are feeling very anxious and just worrying straight away, one of the things you can do to help yourself is drink your water, because of course you've had 6 to 8 hours of not drinking, so you're dehydrated already. Drink your water, stretch. I'm also doing push-ups and squats, just 11. The push-ups is at the moment on my knees only. Squats, just your weight squats, no dumbbells, no weights, 11 of each. I do my mood logging, so I'll do that in a second, so to help me acknowledge how I'm feeling. So then that way I'm taking note that if I'm a bit cranky, that I have to maybe have more breaks, or I have low energy, then I'm not going to put too much on my plate of to-do list. Okay, and then my medicine, I now have mild hypertension, so I've got to take my blood pressure medicine. Journal in the morning, again, just to brain dump everything that's in my head. Get outside, of course, not only for movement, walking, but to get sunshine, because then that'll help your circadian rhythm. I think that's, I keep thinking I'm saying it wrong. So it's your internal body clock that says, hello, it's daytime, wake up. And then that goes through a cycle that, in 12 hours time, it's going to be nighttime. And so it's going to prepare you for sleep. So I'm bad. I haven't been getting myself outside because, like I said last week, this old brain of mine just was very lost and was feeling low. So it's sort of like catch-22. I didn't get outside, so then of course I didn't provide myself with vitamin D, and uplifting my mood, and then not having a good mood made me not want to go outside. So it's important to get yourself outside. I'm saying that to tell myself. And then at the end of the day, gratitude and wins, because we need to make sure we are spotting the things that we are thankful for, the things we are grateful for. So then that way, our brain will start picking those up, rather than, always feeling low. So let me have a look at this. Oh, I think I made my corners. That's going to eat up into that. I wonder if I can go and maybe. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me have a look. And then this is when I will use a ruler. I'll show you in a sec what I'm doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So this, I'm going to create myself a little bar graph. So if, those of you that have hung around me long enough, you know what this is. But for those of you that are new, this little box here is going to be for my 7 key areas of focus. So based on Zig Ziglar's Wheel of Life, he says that you should be doing, habits and routines in 7 key areas, for a nice balance. Doesn't mean you have to do everything, 100% each and every day, but if so the areas of focus are in no particular order: spiritual, mental, physical, finance, career, social, and family. Okay, so if ever you find yourself your finance, whether you're working yourself 80 hours a week and not spending time with your family, then there's an imbalance. Okay, or if you're spending too much and going out and neglecting your home, or your mental, physical, or spiritual well-being, then it's not going to be balanced. Okay, so let me just put this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So for me, spiritual well-being, I want to meditate in the morning. So it's a practice of, for me, the meditation of breathing. So meditation and being mindful is, they say, what things can you do, movement, to get yourself out of your head? So when I am having, intrusive thoughts, low thoughts, the practice of meditation, which is breathing. So I'm not, sitting on the lotus position doing but it's just, the breathing is one of the easiest things you can focus on, the breath in, breath out, to get me out of my head. And, having now an 18-year-old son who's, going out, drinking, and my oldest son is very responsible. He's the things that he does is not, excessive or anything like that. But it's the other people, the other people around. And so I worry, where is he? Is he out there, and with all these different things nowadays of bullying and everything else, is he all right? So yeah, mum worries. I worry. And so meditation was one of the practice and skill that I'm building, building to make sure that my overactive mind and my overactive worriness does not take over, because I don't like all these different thoughts that pop into my head. I don't like it at all. Okay, so this focus area box here, so this right hand side is a habit tracker. So let me zoom in a bit. What's zoom? Zoom is this way. Yes, zoom is this way. Okay, so this week it's a habit tracker, so I will mark when I complete these different habits here. So meditation, movement, we talked about that, tidying up. So that one's actually for family and home, or for family, but I'm making it home because at the moment my place is full of clutter. Circadian, yay, thank you, Erica. Circadian. See, once I see it, but somehow circadians. I think I add circadians. Thank you. So hello, Sabrina. I love it. Love how all of you are so welcoming, and no wonder you guys come in all the time and enjoy each other's company. Where was I? Movement, tidying up. So did you know your brain, okay, our lovely brain, tries to protect us, and then it's always looking for order, okay? Because the brain reads order as no threat last week, okay? So if it sees things out of place, it will read that as threat, all right? So why are the socks on the floor? Why, is there threat around here? Because our brain is still, wired for the same as in the prehistoric days, right? So the caveman years, where it's it's a hunter and gatherer, and so it will look out for threat. The saber-toothed tiger, focus areas. And so if things are out of place, it thinks that there's danger. So our brain, even though in the modern world, there's not there's lots of danger, but it reads chaos. It reads a messy house, a messy floor as chaos. And so if you ever find, how mums, and we get so stressed and cranky when towels are on the floor, socks all over the place, things aren't put back where they should be. That's our brain going stress mode, nervous system kicks in, going, the place is a mess. I'm now going to fight everybody, right? So it's important that we look after our environment, like our house, our immediate space. So that's why making sure you have a clean desk when you're planning, it gives you, a nice good starting, clean order, not cluttered starting point. So tidy up is important. So if ever I'm cranky, probably my dining table is probably, have lots of mess on it. Priorities. So priorities for me, because my career, right? So the area of focus is my content creation. So one of my top priorities is always either, for Instagram or YouTube, learn or read for that. So for your mental well-being, connect. We are social beings. Again, back into the prehistoric days. If we're part of a tribe, we are safe. If you're out on your own, out there outside the cave and fending for yourself, and you're not part of a community, that is a quick sign that you are not going to survive too long on your own. So again, we need social connections, whether you're DMing, you're talking, you're FaceTiming, catching up with friends in real life for coffee, for dinner, girls' night out, hanging out like this, right? This is part of your social well-being. So if you ever feel good when you hang out with Mariane and the Plannerettes, it's because it's part of the way our brain works. It says that we are safe if we're part of a community, if we're part of a tribe, and we help encourage, motivate, and inspire each other. That's why I turn up all the time. And Mondays, I always feel good. And of course, expenses is financial well-being. For that one, I'm starting back up to track our expenses. Let's have a look. Where are we? Mariane needs a drink. Alexandra says, we as mom will always worry, no matter how old the kids are. Yes, I'm realizing that now. I'm 51 and my dad's always checking up on me if I'm eating. It's like, I think because he's still stuck in his mindset is still stuck in the day when I was in my mid-20s, and, he'd call up, how are you going? And I'll be like, good. And he'd say, you're eating well? Yes. What are you eating? Rice and onions. I'll joke. Noodles, back in your 20s and when you're at uni. And so he will always come round my place when I used to live on my own, will bring me a box of ramen noodles or 2-minute noodles. So yes, my dad, mum and dad still worry about me. One of the jokes, well, wasn't a joke, is when my husband and I announced that we were getting married. So Edward and I had been going out for, I think, 3 years when we got engaged. Was when we told my mum and dad. My dad goes, oh good, I don't have to worry about her as much now. Someone else is going to look after. And that was when I was already was 30 or 31, I think. So yes, mums will always worry. Parents will always worry. Yes, we love it here. It's such a sweet space you've curated. Oh, thank you. I love that. I appreciate that. Sheila says, I'm feeling, oh, come on, Sheila says, I'm feeling like that. Things got out of hand after the holiday. Yes, right? And that's why we sort of we need the break. And it's unfortunate that the new year is straight after the Christmas holidays. And for those of you in the US, your Thanksgiving and then all the different things, right? And so New Year's is straight as soon as Christmas festivities and the holiday season is over. Now let's think up of New Year's resolution. How can you better yourself? And it's no, we need to rest. Just like Elle said earlier, we need a seasonal break. And so that's why my most recent podcast and videos is, let's not put put too much stress and pressure on ourselves to get our word of the year, write out all the goals for the next, 365 days. I can't even think of what I need to do tomorrow, let alone, for the next year. So, but yeah, oh no, then you got sick and I'm feeling guilty about the mess. No, don't feel guilty. Why? Because number one important thing is you and your health and recovery. The mess can get cleaned up later. But if you don't rest and you don't recover, then you'll get sick longer, and then you won't be good for yourself, you won't be good for your family. So please, here, I'm gonna reach out, take the guilt, okay? I've taken the guilt. This is what we do with my younger son who's on the autism spectrum, when he gets in a loop and he'll be like, no, don't say that, I will go, here, let me grab it. Okay, I'll grab your guilt, Sheila. Thrown it out the window. It's gone. Well, it might come back later, but please don't be guilty about having your place a mess, because mess can, can get cleaned up later, but you and your health, if you don't recover and rest, you'll get sicker, right? Yes, that's like that's how life goes. No guilt, please. Yes, no guilt. My side brain tries to tell me, my positive side brain tries to tell me my negative side is pretty strong. And you're like me. My negative self-doubt, limiting belief is stronger because I've had 20 to 30 years of practice, okay? So now we got to go and overcompensate by practicing the positive thinking. So it's going to take time. If it's taking you 20, 30 years feeling guilty about the mess when you get sick and not getting things done, or our to-do list not, having all the ticks, just because we've just had lots of practice feeling negative, so doubting ourselves, thinking we're not good enough, thinking we're falling behind. These are my negative thinking, okay? So now I've got to reframe. So it's actually not a matter of stopping these negative thinking, but we got to swap it out, okay? And that's why we hang out with each other, to encourage each other and let ourselves know that it's okay. Ronnie Cat, hello. Hi, Mariane and the Planet Rats. Happy birthday to me. Thank you, Ronnie Cat. I love it. Yes, happy birthday month indeed. All right, so Sheila, out the window, at least for today, okay? If it comes back tomorrow, just go like this. Get it, throw it out the window. And have that. Sometimes I will have something physical, right, that you're doing to signal to your brain. No, brain, we're not feeling guilty. We are looking after ourselves, because if we are sick and we don't recover, we'll be sicker, and then there'll be more mess, all right? So no, take it away, Poop, take it out. All right, so let's have a look. Where are we? Yes, so this one. So focus area, for those new here, 7 areas of focus, little, small, tiny habits and routines. Oh, thank you for the like. Actually, speaking of that, if you are liking this so far, make sure you're hitting that. We've got, I can see 10. There's 20 of us here, or 19, not including me. Oh, well, there's actually, I'm 2. I'm on my iPad and on my, on my desktop. So there's 18 of us watching, 18 of you watching, 10 thumbs up. So make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you are liking today's live stream. And of course, if you do any of the stationery they use, check the description. I've got my Amazon affiliate link in there. All right, so what was I saying? 7 key areas of focus. If I complete a meditation, then I will put a little X, just like I have done here. Okay, so I think I've done all of that. So this little bar graph, so let me show you how I note this. So I'm going to get my zebra mild liner. The way I fill it in, I'm going to keep it like that so you can see how I've done this. I will look at how well I did with these habits from the previous week. So I meditated 2.5 times. So here in the Hobonichi Cousin, it's a grid, so I'm going to use 1 square grid per day. So 2.5 days of I meditated. Okay, how many times did I move? So these color codes are just my color codes, some things that make sense for me. Movement, 2 days. Technically I moved more than that, but I think I'm counting movement as workout. But it's the way my brain's thinking. But yes, I did get myself out. Oh no, look, I got myself outside like 2 days. 2 days, because see, even me, Sheila, I say these things to you, get the guilt out. But for me, sometimes I have them too. But the more we hang out with each other, the more we encourage each other, we are going to make sure 2 days, 2 full days. Then that's how we do it. We get better. when we tell ourselves and each other that we need to look after ourselves. So I only tidied up the place 2 days. Now that tidy up is not that I didn't clean my house. That's like my 5-minute tidy up in the morning that helped me set myself up for success. My priorities, 1, 2, 3.5 days. Actually, again, I did more than that because, hey, I showed up, but that's just the way my, the priorities that I wrote for myself. Okay, did I learn or read? I learned or read 2 days or 1 day in total. Okay, so this is not a test. It's not a score. It's not a pass or fail. It is just an indication visual indication for me that if there's a particular area of focus that I say is important to me in the new week, I need to make sure that I put more focus on it this week. Okay, that's all it is, because I'm a visual person. So like, for example, learning and reading is not a top priority for me this week because I'm working on other things. But then if I start to go, oh, I'm having more brain fogs in the last couple of weeks, and then I look back and I'm going, oh, because I haven't been nurturing my mental well-being. So I need to read, I need to study, to keep my mind active. So that's how I'm using this visual bar graph. So then again, if I only meditated 2.5 days last week, and of course last week I know my mind was lost, so I need to make sure meditation is a top priority for me this week. Okay, so that's how it works. That's how my little space, again, if it's something you want to look into, like the wheel of life, you don't have to have big space. Maybe on your weekly spread, if you ever find that there's always an empty space, you can do one of these things. But this I've been doing for a while, so I know how it sort of works, as in like the tracking. As you can see, I'm not 100% perfect. Okay, I'll send it to priority mail. Yes, send it away. There you go. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, guilt feelings. Bye bye. See you next time. Not today. Okay, and then this part of my weekly spread, I will put all the known events and known tasks from this week, so the 12th to the 18th. Okay, so I will write this down off camera because I want to go and do the next next planner. Okay, so I will put here just like I have here. So these are all the different things that are known tasks or events or meetings, and then I do these cute little dashed frame. Just makes it pretty. And then again, doing the dashed lines and coloring in is a mindfulness activity. So if you're not into meditation, you've tried it and it's not you, putting dashed lines is one of the ways to help slow your brain. And because I highlighted the dates on the top and it doesn't stand out, I'm just going to use my gel pen and go over that, so then it's a little bit more bold. All right, so I'm just going and tracing over each number. So then it's now, see how, look, it's very faint, you can't see, but now because I used a marker over it, it's made the number muted. There we go. It just stands out a little bit more. Yeah, sometimes I'll I like to leave a little bit of things that I can do for the rest of the week, so I try not to overly plan, because then I know when it comes to Wednesday and Thursday my energy level is a lot lower. And then I'll go, there's nothing to embellish on my page, nothing to add. So sometimes I, on purpose, leave, I don't plan everything right away. So then that is my weekly spread in my Hobonichi cousin. And so For the daily, I use the daily as a journaling. Okay, so and then I've got the habit tracker here that I've added. So I've just got to update that. So yeah, January 1st. Look, I missed out on, I didn't journal on the second, but then I printed something for my word of the year, which is a word of, at least word, this is word of the next couple of months, you know, steady, balanced. Don't get overly excited, Marianne, because it's the new year and because it's your birthday. In the past, every time New Year's come up, you had make New Year's resolution. You could give yourself grand goals of, you know, let's do 5 workouts a week. We're going to save up this much amount of money or not spend so much. Okay, so I didn't get to journal on the second, but I just printed something, and then my word of the year. So then my birthday, I had nice lunch with my family. You know, uh, we have a new goal for 2026. Our family goal last year, 2025, was getting my older son through his last year of high school, making sure we prepared him well throughout the year for his exams and his assessments. So then he didn't, because he's like his mom, he is his mother's son. He gets anxious sometimes, so I wanted to make sure that he was in a good mindset, because for a lot of Year 12 students, they call it the high HSC, higher school certificate exams and times, is one of the most stressful time of a student's life, a student's journey through school, and through the end of year exams is a very period of time where there's a lot of rates of young people who cannot cope. And unfortunately, they, because sometimes, I guess parents and trying to get a good score for their exams to get into tertiary education, a lot of them get stressed out and anxious, and unfortunately some of them feel like they can't cope, and end in tragedy. And so that's one of the things I wanted to make sure my son didn't have to go through. So our goal for 2025 was support our son through his school, last year of school, his assessment times, his exams, and we kicked goals on that one. He did well, got a good score, on a roll in 3 of the subjects. So we have a new goal for 2026, and that goal is making sure my husband now has whatever his endeavor for this year. We want to support him, so my older son and I are going to support him in his creative endeavors, whatever that is, and I'll make sure I won't nag and go, are you doing that? So, but yeah, that's our goal for 2026, is priority is hubby, or dad and slash hubby. Okay, gratitude, make the most of every single day. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Ooh, look at my, was cranky mum. Lessons I learned so far. I didn't get to journal much, so I just I cut the page in half. One thing you want to let go of right now. 10 and 11th, I didn't do, so I'll maybe do some, print some photos, or just memory keeping instead of journaling, and I'll make sure I'll journal something today. So that's how I use the daily page in my Hobonichi cousin. All right, so that's that one. Let me go through, what's the time? It's an hour and a half into it. So what I might do is I might update my Hobonichi weeks. So I've got 2 Hobonichi weeks in this cover on cover. I was able to fit 2. This one is an old one from 2024. I ripped some of the pages from it that I wrote in, but I'm using this, and then I just covered the front with lots of different stickers, and I'm using this as my movement tracker, so specifically just for movement, and this is how I'm tracking. I think I was a no yesterday as well. Did I get us out? Uh-oh. 2 no's. But that's okay, right? So I could look at this and feel guilty, but no, because a top priority was my mindset, okay? Taking it easy on myself. So, even though I missed 3 days of not having any movement for my week, I'm still going to send myself some kindness, because my mindset, my anxious thoughts, feeling low, my top priority was getting myself back up, getting my, removing, grabbing those low thoughts and self-doubts out, out of my head and thrown out, seeing everyone see, throwing it out the window. Okay, so and so the thing that fell behind was the movement, but that's okay. So that's what I do. And then he is sort of like just the different small daily movements that I can getting myself outside for for sunshine, and setting my circadian rhythm, and then walking, skipping, and then some different workouts. So I didn't do any of that, but that's okay. Why? Because we are showing ourselves kindness and compassion. We can start again today. Okay, so the way I'll set that up, I'll probably set that up a little bit later on, but let's set up my mood log. So this one, my Hobonichi Weeks, is the hardcover in this dotted cover is for my mood logging. All right, so let me just do a quick flip through for those of you new to my channel. I write down this section for stickers, how I feel and why I feel that way, and what can I do today to make myself feel better. So there's the different embellishments. Okay. Oh, my tummy is getting hungry. Okay, Christmas week, 29th, my birthday, and this was last week. Okay, so that matches up with my Hobonichi cousin weekly layout. Okay, so they match, see? They have a nice matching, so I know these two belong together. So I'm going to have this week's one like this, okay? So let us put this one aside. So while I'm doing this, anything exciting people are doing this week? What is this week? What do I have this week? Where's my washi tapes? Okay, so I think I can layer on. So let me know what people are working on this week. What I might do is I might just put the music up a bit, and because my throat is getting a bit scratchy. So I'll just have some quiet moments, because it's nice to enjoy the quiet moments as well. You know what I mean? Ooh. Okay, that's one set of washi. There we go. And I think I'm gonna go and split this washi in half. First, let's measure it out. And just with our hand, tear it in half. Erica says, working on shielding myself at work. I started a new job and I think I represent too much change for some folks. Yes, you're probably, they've probably been stuck doing things their way, and someone new who's most likely and more competent than they are is probably highlighting that maybe they're not doing what they should be doing. But one shouldn't shield or dim their light just because others are, that's sometimes what, because for me, I know, especially with work, when I used to work outside of the home, and I guess still, now, is I like to do things, in the best possible way I can, because not just for work-wise, but for me personally as well. And yeah, sometimes that can be, too much. But who are you too much for? Are they mainly women or the men, or is it just mixed? Because sometimes this is the thing. We want to support each other, right? Women in particular, we want to support each other until we feel like the other is a threat. It's bad. And because here in Australia, let me know if it's the same where you are. We have what's called the tall poppy syndrome, right? We love an underdog. We love when someone's, don't have as much advantage, and they come up in the world and they do well. However, when they're at the top, we cut them down. It's like, hey, you're supporting me when I was small, when I was, trying the best I can, but when I've succeeded, you don't like it and you stop supporting me. I don't know if it's just human nature or if it's, women sometimes pitted against each other. Like, we'll support each other, when we're all here at the same level. But as soon as one of us get, a little bit higher, not all the time, right? This is just in general and in the past. I'm glad it's changing, but sometimes we go and, it's like, oh, well, good for her. Of course she can do that, because she has a great job. And it's like, yeah, she got that great job because of the hard work. And this is, of course, in not taking into account, because sometimes we go, well, what about those others who have, whether they're Nepo babies or they have trust fund babies. We'll take those out. Just the typical, run-of-the-mill, mid-income, right? So when we're all like not doing as well, we're here to support each other. And then as soon as, we get, success, then people go, well, yeah, of course she can do it. She has a family that supports. She has a husband. It's like, she was that when she didn't have, I'm trying to work this. Sorry, when she's still the same person. But as soon as the success or they're doing well, so yeah. We have to stop that. Let's support each other regardless of where we are in our success journey. Let's have a look. Here we go. So Sheila says, I'm wanting to get back to doing vlogs again. Been focusing on getting over this cold and my mental health this week. Yes, first top priority, get better, okay? And while you're getting better, you can always just journal the different ideas you would like. Take it easy, because remember, mental burnout also can hinder your recovery time. So first, get yourself back in health, and then get into it. You're not behind. You're not late. You can start whenever you're ready. Okay? So that's good. Oh, I like that. Vlogging would be good. But yes, focus on mental health this week. I'm also tracking my weight. I've lost 2 pounds so far this year, but not pressure. Let's have a look. Where are we? Wait. Woohoo! Woohoo! Well done. Excellent. Very proud of you, Sheila. Excellent. Okay, Sabrina says, this is so relaxing. Thank you for this outlet. Hang on. Well, I have a little pedal here at the moment. Oh, voice is going. Let's read that again. This is so relaxing. Thank you for this outlet. The conversation and music is so helpful and supportive for my well-being. Yay! We love it. We love it. You know what? A lot of the time, Sabrina, I say I need you guys more than you need me. Because, you know, sometimes if I'm in my own head or I'm doing my own thing, isolating myself, that's when, you know, those negative doubts come in. Yay, why do people cut someone down, right? Yes, I feel the same way, Sabrina. Oh, guys, so nice. It's a group of long-term females. It's sad and I try not to focus on it, but I'm the only admin in the office, so my scope crosses into each team's work at times, so there's no, yes, it's I'll tell you a story in a sec about that one. Elle says, I'm into being really encouraging. Me too. Yes. Your success does not take away from mine, right? But I know how it feels though when you feel insecure when someone else is doing better, because you know sometimes I'll get the comparison, especially as a content creator. You see other people, you know, that may be starting out new, and you go, you know, and you compare yourself and you just get upset that they're doing, you know, getting more views, getting more follows, getting more money, blah, blah, blah. And I have that. But what I do is instead of cutting them, right, is I block myself. So it's not about them. It's not about their success. It's about how I'm feeling and my own mindset. So I'm going to work on mine. But yeah, we shouldn't be cutting, you know, others down, but really be encouraging. And yes, we need to celebrate one another. Everyone has an opportunity to be great. Just wait your turn. That's right. That's what I tell myself, Sabrina, right? If let's say the success that I am chasing, if it happened to me at a time, you know, let's say, you know, previous years, maybe my mindset is not it's in the right frame of mind. You know, I've seen, for Elle and I would have seen a lot of, you know, YouTubers that have done so well and then burned themselves out and they're no longer creating content. So I think, yes, it all comes in time. You're all making my heart swell. Oh, that's so lovely. Yes, big congratulations to you, Sheila. And you should write it down. Go write down your wins, okay? So 2 things. Take the guilt, throw it out the window, and then write down your win. Make a big celebration on your planner. Congratulations. Keep it up. Awesome. That's all for you, Sheila. Erica, for long-term girls, it's hard to listen to advice from newbies, I guess. They will get used to it. Just do your thing. And just do it with kindness. Kill them with kindness, right? But yes, so I remember this was back in, so it would be probably mid-20s. And so I worked in retail. And so one of the brands, you know, outlets that I worked in, you know, and I was a manager. And so, yeah, in my mid-20s, manager of a flagship store. And the other managers in the other stores were of the, it's so funny, I was thinking, oh, the older age group, but they were probably in their 40s or 50s. And now that I'm in my 50, that ain't old. But, you know, as a 20-year-old, you think that's that's old. So, and they had been managers of their stores for years. And so when there's, you know, work conferences, I felt out of place And back then, I was one of these that didn't shy away from meeting new people or networking or mingling. But I just felt, so I know that feeling so well, Erica, that they're, looking down at you with a high and mighty. Back then, I tried my best to make sure that I just did the job that I needed to do, and my store was doing well. We were hitting all the KPIs. But yeah, it was just that feeling of no camaraderie. So I don't think there were malice or mean. It's just I didn't feel part of the community. That is why it's important to find your tribe, your community. And so, as you said, because if you're just new, like anything new, you got to get used to it. Let's use the analogy. Hey, I haven't used an analogy for a long time. See, where's my brain gone? So let's use an analogy. You've got a new pair of shoes, all right? You love them, they're comfy, but sometimes you need to break them in, and you will get some blisters. You gotta, it's just that. It's just the newness again, because our brain sees, changes things that's not or in order. Something that is, has shaken up their normal, what you've been used to. So sometimes their brain, right? Their brain may see it as threat. Okay, so that's just their nervous system, equating change. And as you said, because you're an admin and you'll touch points through all teams and departments, they're going, who's this person? What's this thing? And you probably, well, no, you were hired because you are able to do the job. Maybe the person before you didn't, and that's why they're not there. And so all these women, their nervous system just kicked in. That this change, it's out of their norm. They see it as threat, not as, a bad threat, but it's just the way they're nervous. They're just cautious. And that cautious might come out as, snobbiness or non-friendly. So what you can do is, just treat them with kindness, say hello, not going out of your way, but it's just being, just hi, blah, 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 how are you? And then they might start to say, oh, she's not bad after all, So, but yeah, just take it as, you're just new, out of order, not out of order like you're doing something, but you're not, your newness, their own nervous system is just reading it as a threat. So let's quickly have a look. Thanks all. I think that's the hard part. I think I get that. But this past week, a system changed, and I just stated what I understood it to be, but they took it as if myself made the change. Yeah, because they probably haven't seen that before. They've been doing things their way for a long time. So the change that was implemented, that wasn't yours, because they just equated change, you're new, a change, and you're a change. They just equated that. They thought that it was your thing, and then just go, maybe in passing, just going, oh yeah, I didn't know this was here, it's been implemented in the past. So, but yeah, I know how you feel though. It's not nice to go to work and, have that cold air. But just do your best to just make sure that you are looking after yourself, having your own self-care, and having things in place to help you know, put positive gratitude, wins in your day. So then it takes over the focus on seeing maybe the negativity that's coming up. Okay, so love them. Yep. When you say new pair of shoes, my brain heard Patti LaBelle song, New Attitude. I got a new attitude. Yeah, exactly. Right? New pair of shoes, new attitude. All right, so what color? Let's do this one is a yellow. Where's my Tombow? Let's highlight this. Highlight it yellow, so just like the way I did for the Hobonichi. Okay, so like I said, this one here, this column, I'm going to use it for the stickers. So these are Kina print stickers, depending on the mood. Look, was cranky, felt better. Okay, they were just okay. Okay, and then yeah, felt good yesterday. Love all around from my family. We had a good day yesterday. All right, so this side, stickers, and then this column here, how I feel. So I feel great because why? And then here, what can I do today to make myself feel better? And if you're having a good day, what else can I do to make myself feel better? I'm going to change up my headings. So let's have a look. I'm going to do there, and then there, and then there. Okay. Appreciate the insight and wisdom. Oh yes, big hearts. And then yeah, sometimes when we're stuck in our own head and then we go, I just know that feeling. I've been in workplaces where it felt like I was out of place, you know, and then you find something that maybe someone likes, and then just maybe find the mother bee, you know, the queen bee, and just get on their good side without sucking up. Is that what do you guys use that term here in Australia, sucking up, you know, kissing butts without lowering yourself and, you know, having to kiss butts. But yeah, so the terminology for us Aussies is sucking up, you know. Is it brown nosing? Kissing their butts without doing that, because you don't want to do that. But yeah, just treat them with kindness. And then guess what? If they're still like that, you probably can't change them. This, you know, maybe they're just stuck in their ways. Meds, blood pressure. Okay, so I've just changed up my heading style to match the weekly one. What else have we got? Yes, sucking up. Sucking up, yeah. No major suck up, because then it's just, you know, you don't want to be doing that either. But just go, I don't know, you see if there's treats. But then again, you don't want to be spending, just whatever is in your nature to overly be kind without putting you out of, you know, making you go out of your own way. All right, so the next one is I'm going to use my Tombow, my Kurotake Zig Clean color dot markers. Oh, that's the same one. So I use a color coding for my Mariane brain work, for my mood. So there we go. Okay, so if it's a let's have a look. Whoops. Let me just get this started. Okay, so green means it's a good day. Green is a great day. Orange is a good day. Yellow is a neither here nor there kind of day. Blue is I'm tense or anxious. And then pink is I'm sad or angry. Well, that's the thing. The queen bee. Oh no! The queen bee is my trainer. So instead of helping to meditate, I think she's flaming. Did you want to go for your job? I wonder if she, maybe she applied for the job you got and didn't get it. And that could be a tough medicine to swallow. Who here are on Facebook? There's a voiceover actor called Veronica, and then her voice overs have been taken by other accounts, and so she does all these. Hi Veronica. Hi Janet. All right, and so I wish that Veronica was around when I was at work, because some of the things that happen at workplaces, it's so like familiar, and it's like, oh, I wish I had that come back, especially for customer service, because I've also, retail, worked at customer support, sales, account management, retention, and so but yeah. So who has heard Veronica? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Some of the skits that she does is, one person is not happy because they didn't, they applied for the job and they didn't get it, and so of course they're a little bit bitter, which is understandable. Because if I was training someone new and then I went and I've had those, I've had those, and anyway, with this Veronica thing is, she was, she didn't get the job, but they still wanted her to train the person that's new in the job. So it's like she's going, so you don't think I'm qualified to have that role, yet you want me to be the one that trains. And I've been in that position too. Yes, Ronnie Cat is Veronica. They use my name. I love those Veronica clips, right? And see, there's lots of accounts that's taking her voiceovers, and they're not. Poor thing, she's trying to fight them. In my journal, I have a list of things only creator knows, and so I've kind of put this situation on that list. And then reframing. What can I do for myself to make sure that it doesn't eat me up? Is that a cartoon drawing? Yes, so there's a lot of accounts on Facebook that are doing the cartoon. I think there's only one. Veronica, the real Veronica, says there's only one account that does the stick figures that she has collaborated or given permission, but there's so many that's just stolen her voice. And then I can't watch her too much. PTSD from my old job. Yes. See, sometimes someone I was like, it will remind me. Me too. There's some that went, oh, nope. I have been there before. Exactly. Me too. Where you're not qualified enough for the job, but you're qualified to train other people. I was like, oh, well, that's no good. All right, so let's have a look. So my mood, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then meds here. What am I doing? Monday, Tuesday. No. Okay, so the friction, this is the Pilot Friction pen. This is the zone. So it has a lot of darker ink. And the great thing is when you make a mistake, you can erase it. It's gone. Boo-boo's gone. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this video is not sponsored by any of the stationery I'm using, but the Friction Zone, I've actually partnered up with them on my Instagram page. So this was part of the paid partnership collaboration, but this video is not sponsored. I've used Pilot Friction way before. We love them I use them for, this is the erasable clicker gel pen. So I use these for my expense tracking. We use them for Zach, my younger son's homeschool. But I just wanted to let you know because, I want to disclose that because people go, oh, you're just saying that because you've got a partnership with them. But I've used them. But this one is a new one. Okay, so the music is loud in my head. All right, so let's have a look. Let's do that. And then let's do our little medicine pill. Okay. All right, and then blood pressure. I need to measure my blood pressure. Make sure that, I'm not eating too much salt. Oh, I tried to give up salty food, and I should curtail eating too much salty food. But I'm Filipino. There's a lot of food that has, soy sauce, fish sauce, and so, nah, I can't give up. I can't give them up. All right, so I need to do my blood pressure. I've got a at-home blood pressure machine. So yes, my mum, my grandma, my Lola. So that Lola is grandma in Tagalog on Filipino. They handed me down their high blood pressure. Oh, thanks, Mum and Lola. You couldn't go hand me down some nice jewelry. All right, so there we go, just added. So this little post-it note is from Square Lime Designs. Okay, so what are we? 7:05. I've been there. So Ronnie Cat says, yep, I've been there before. I had to train a manager, but I wasn't qualified. Yeah. And I know Sheila says too much PTSD. Sometimes when I think of some of the old jobs that I had and some of the things that got me to do, like, as a sales agent, I was training team leaders. And I was like, so I wasn't qualified to be a team leader, but yet you want me to go and train the team leader. And because, I, probably like Erica, you want to do your job well. And back when I learned all these things that, because I thought, well, if I work hard and do more than I'm expected and do, stay behind and not get paid for overtime, that, hey, they're going to see me as a great worker. No, they didn't pay me any more. There was no commission. There was no, but, I think they call it this, quiet quitting, that the terminology. It's just people are now understanding that why am I going to put more than what is expected of me if it's not reciprocated, right? And yes, of course, you want to do the things too. So then, but it's important if you're going to do more than what is part of your job and everything like that, put a plan in place. Ask your manager, what do I need to do that in 6 months' time I can move up, be the manager, or, what is expected of me if I want to go and move up the ladder. And then that's when you'd put in and goes, okay, so all right, so if you want my KPIs to be this much and you want me to be able to do these things, but of course not do too many that, you're not getting paid for, but it's part of your progression, right? And so back in the day, I used to do so much and in my head going, oh, they're going to see this as me working hard. So then when there's the next promotion that I'm going to be, considered, or that I'll have a better chance of getting the job. And no, so you need to speak up. Okay. So yes, don't be like Sheila and I who have PTSD when we think of old jobs. All right. So that is my mood. Where are we? Zoom out is this way. All right. So that's my Hobonichi weeks. This one is for my mood tracking. That's all ready to go, so I can write my journaling for this morning. And then as you can see, my mood from last week, not bad. Took my meds, did most days measured my blood pressure. And then the future log, that's and then January, the calendar in this Hobonichi weeks I use as a little memory logging. So what stood out for that day, so this week, so I have to just put a sticker for yesterday. So it was very tired Saturday, lots of wind. I sewed today. Oh, I don't know if you saw, Let me have a look. Did you see? Can you see what's behind there? Are they not cute? They're my little, let's see if they can focus. Go, focus. I've been sewing just to get myself out of my own head. So sewing was a great little project that gave me intrinsic reward and a quick win. So I made that, I made one in a day. But yeah, so I've been doing some creative sewing. So one of my quiet focus, who has been watching my quiet focus time, where I'm not talking, I'm just doing whatever, might as well take you along with me. I mean, maybe this week's quiet focus, I might put a camera while I'm sewing, and just whatever project you do, what you need to do, I'll do it along with you. And we talked about having encouraging each other to do stuff. So Sabrina says, oh, what happened to mine? Oh, that's because I'm on a different screen. Let me have a look. Let me pop back into my check chat. Yeah, I inherited high blood pressure, the worst if I like a little salty food, but hate the tension you house in your body. Yes, I gotta go and make sure not to have too much salty food. But yeah, because I don't really want, yes, and for, heart issues I know a major cause for health problems for women. I think they say, don't quote me on this, but I think they say more so than all the different cancers combined, so, and heart attacks and all that is different for women. It's not how with the men, with the tingling arms. So little things, a cluster of symptoms could be signs that, so yeah, I'm making sure that I am very much, looking after my heart health. So yes. Oh, but I do love my salty food. Those are so cute. Yes, there they are. So that one is a kitty cat, a bunny, and a bear. And I just got to make a cute little dog. So once I've done that, I'll show them off. Miss W, hello. Is this your first time here? If so, let's have a look. Yay! Thank you so much for joining. The Veronica voice actress has a commercial on TV now too. I believe it's a pharmaceutical commercial in the US. Well, there you go. Yes, her voice is very soothing. I think she is a voice actor as well. And so I like those quiet focuses. I popped on shortly, but I haven't been able to stay the whole time. And that's the whole thing. It's not a one of these things that you go from top beginning to end. You pop in and out whenever you can. Just a little, whether it's a prompt or a cue or a trigger to create focus time for yourself or so. Just saw them now, cuties. Yes. All right, so let's quickly have a look. So that's how I use the calendar in my Hobonichi weeks. So that's all set up, ready for me to go. I'll set this up maybe later on to this afternoon, leave some stuff. I can't go and do it all in one go because then I won't have anything to do later. And then for my Hobonichi cousin, there's my weekly spread. Again, I have my habit tracker. Oh yes, well, I was talking about my goals for, instead of having goals for the year, and this is just my focus for the next 2 to 3 months, January, February, and they are my physical well-being, my spiritual, and my finance. So adding movement to my day, making sure I'm doing my meditation and mindfulness to get me out of my head, Mariane. Don't be too stuck in there. Have some positive affirmations, reframe, practice your focus on breathing. So then when those thoughts do pop into your head, you can go and focus on your breath. And then financial. So the financial goal is just for the moment to track our spending for the next 3 months, see how much we're spending on average on each budget category. So then that way I can plan better how much to assign for each budget. I used to show my expense tracking on YouTube, but then there were changes to like the things you share financially in Australia. I think that's more related to investments and things like that, not so much expense tracking. So I might do that. But yeah, so there we go. So that's what I have for the week, and that's what I have for my Hobonichi, and then they're matching. Matchy. Okay, there we go. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed your time with me. I always I'm amazed that I can talk for so long. So what's that? 5, 6, 7 hours, 7 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like I said, if you haven't yet liked this live stream, please make sure you do. And of course, if you are watching on replay, you know I love reading your comments, so make sure to pop them in the comment section. And I would love for you to subscribe, so then that way you will know when I go on live stream and all these new things. Please check for me the links in the description. I have just added membership for my weekly brain dump. You don't, there's no pressure for you to join the membership, but for those of us that just want regular, not so much accountability, but just co-working or working alongside someone else. And I have also opened up another tier of levels for the quiet focus, because I know I do well when I'm following someone else. I've found that I do so much better when I'm doing things alongside each other. But yeah, that's something you might want to check out. So what I'd like for you to do now is let us flood the chat, so then we can pop them on the screen with well wishes for those of you who are ending your week. Have a great end of week. And for those of you that's starting your week, may this week be kind and compassionate, and give yourself grace. And if you're not well, make sure you're looking after yourself, okay? And don't feel guilty that your to-do list is not filled in. So thank you so much, everybody, my lovely plannerettes. I appreciate you. Type in the chat well wishes, and love hearts, whatever it is, so then that way we can end this lovely live stream with warm fuzzy feelings. And I appreciate you all for joining me today. Bye, plannerettes. Bye bye.